So we're getting a manicure here in New York, which is so perfect because we're just going to have, I think, chat. We're going to sort of get to know each other.
That's what's up.
Yes. So let's talk about this past year, first of all. I know that it's going by in a big blur, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been crazy. Oh my gosh, it's been so crazy and fast.
Yeah.
Like last year was yesterday.
When's the last time you really sat back and you were like, this is good. My life is really, really good right now?
When did I do that? I think I did that yesterday.
Yeah? Why?
I think I did it today.
Yeah?
It's just like, I'm sitting next to you. I was in the room, I was like, I'm going to say, Sushi Park. I was practicing on your name. I was on Sushi Park, everything. I was playing around. But, I mean, I'm happy to be here. It's a blessing.
You're making me blush. I didn't think
it is.
It was going to happen.
Well, 1 second. I don't know if this is like for the audio. I'm just asking. Is there a way?
So the filing is too loud?
Well, it's okay. But, as long as we see it.
It's okay? All right. Because we are getting manicures, I suppose.
Exactly.
Okay.
We hear it.
All right. So let's sort of talk about before. You know what I mean? Before the album. Can you tell me what your life was like, let's say, when you were a sophomore in high school?
You know what? My life, a sophomore in high school. That was
Or
actually
freshman.
the year that, well, ninth grade was crazy for me. I was actually elected the princess of the ninth grade class, which was really cool. You know what I mean? It was my first year, and things were going really well for me. And I was
As a freshman already?
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was on varsity squad. I was actually the only ninth grade on varsity. So that was crazy for me. My football team was, they were incredible. I was at Riverdale High School, and they had actually won the championship like the year before I got there. And they still had a great team. Sophomore year, I was on varsity again, doing
varsity cheerleading?
Yeah, varsity cheerleading again. Yeah. And that was the year I decided I was going to do everything that's happening right now.
So tell me about the day that you made the decision that this is what you wanted to do.
Okay, that day, one thing I have to say is one thing that's funny about my career is that everything that I've said thus far on everything has happened. It's really weird. And what I did was I wrote on the sheet of paper my goals, and I put that goal list on the back of my door, actually. And I said, my goal is to become an entertainer. And that's first and foremost. Then I said, my long-term goal is to to have longevity. And then in between there, first I become an entertainer, right? And then it's to sell millions of records, and then it's to get more fans, and then it's like I can't remember exactly what I have on that paper now because the goals are starting to just add on and pile up now. Now I'm getting more goals. Now that I have sold 1 million records, okay, there's more. I want to sell another one. You know what I mean? But it's not about that. I have to say that much. It's all about getting more fans more than anything. But the goals just keep adding on because I see so many different things like by the day.
And that was all at the tender age of 16, you decided?
Well, 14. 14 years old, that's when I said I was going to do it. But 16 years old was when I got I signed my deal? I signed a publishing deal at age 15. Because what happened was, when I was 14, I went to go audition for a group called Hearsay. And I made the position. I made the spot or whatever. And then we started to have differences, like a year later or 6 months to a year later, which was a short amount of time. But one thing about this industry is that the amount of things that you can get accomplished in 6 months. 6 months is like a year's worth of time. Like we work so much. So I was 15. I turned 15, and I ended up doing a publishing deal after the group fell apart.
Yeah.
And then worked on that for a good little minute. And 16, I was introduced to Jazzy Faye, and worked with him for a good second. And then next thing I know, I'm signing a deal with Arista. I met L.A. Reid. It was so crazy.
Yeah. So it all happened when you were so young. Let's talk about this girl group that you auditioned for. How did you hear? I mean, was it you were reading the paper one day, or like how did you hear that this girl group was being formed?
My friend. It was funny because the week before that I said I was going to do it, we were all sitting down at the table, and I was like, I'm going to be a singer. You know, like I was like, I would love to be a singer. I would love to be an artist. And we were just talking about it, and I was like, I'm serious. You know what I mean? And the guy that I was having a conversation with, it was me and a few others, he walked up to me and he said, are you serious about that? He asked me a week later. He came to my locker. He said, are you serious about that? Because one of his friends were in the group that needed another group member. And so that's how it happened. He asked me, and I remember this, my mother's car was broke down. And one of my friends that played on the football team, their car worked. And it was late night. I was like, Mom, can you please take me? I want to go audition for this group. I want to do it. And then she was like, my car is smoking and something. And I was like, I'm going to make this happen. This is going down. And I started thinking of all kind of songs to sing. And I actually auditioned over the phone for them. And I know I sound
Because
like,
your car was broken.
car was broke down. But I was singing over the phone, but like they wanted to see me. I'm like, I know they gotta see me. They gotta see me. I gotta go. I wanna go. And I'm singing on the phone.
What were you singing?
I was quivering. I don't even know what was I singing. I was singing. I was singing about 3 different songs, like snippets of songs. Because I was trying to relax myself. Okay, hold on. I got another song for you. I was messing up on every song. I was shaking, shaking. And I just wanted it so bad. And the funny thing is that they still wanted to see, like who I was, So I went over there. We made it, and I auditioned for them. And I actually ended up singing. What did I sing? I sang Monica's "Angel of Mine," I think it was. And then then I'm here. So it's crazy. Where are you from?
From Malta.
Malta. How do you say hello in Malta? Where are you from?
That's
Hello.
hello.
You say hello? Okay. Hello.
Put that down in your...
Gotcha.
We can
I'm writing it down.
Kifindi, how are you?
Good Fendi.
Kifindi.
Gifindi. Gifindi.
So, you grew up in a military family,
Yeah.
right? Were your parents really strict?
No, my mother was more strict than my father.
Yeah.
I'm a daddy's girl. So my dad, he was more about discipline than anything. My mom was the one, like, whenever I thought about something I knew was going to be wrong, I thought about her quick. I thought about my father too, but I can just see my mother coming after me quick. That's how it was.
So when you told them, Mom, Dad, I'm not going to college, I'm going to be a singer.
Because my mother was, it's so funny, my mother was really, really into that whole go to college after high school. Like, most people say that, and I don't blame you for wanting, wanting your child to stay involved and to learn more and to never stop, never take that break. Whatever you do, I don't think you should take a big, big, big break. If you take a break, it should be all about you setting up for that next move. But when I told her, she didn't take me seriously. Like, I was like, and every day I would call my job work. I was like, I'm going to work. I wasn't getting paid, but I'm going to work. You know what I mean? And I had faith. You know what I mean? And eventually she saw that it was really real when I said, oh, well, I just did a meeting with, when I told her about Jazzy, truthfully, she didn't know who Jazzy was. She was like, oh, okay. I said, I'm working with Jazzy Faye. Oh, okay. Whatever. Okay, whatever. And then next week, I'm going to meet with L.A. Reid. I said, I'm going. I don't even think I told her about L.A. Reid. I just know I went and auditioned and I came back. I said, I didn't want to tell anybody because I was like, if it didn't happen, at least I didn't tell the whole world. Like,
Right.
I'm going, whatever.
But
So
not even your mom? You didn't? Weren't you dying to
because
tell her?
She didn't really know what was going on anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Whatever. So I'm going to go and audition. So I went and auditioned, and I came back, and I was like, Mom, I'm going to sign with Arista Records. And then I think that's when it hit her, but it didn't really hit her until the songs on the radio. That's when she was kind of like, okay, this is real. And then the song went to #1 on the Hot 100. Oh, my gosh. Now she's a hip-hop fan. Like, everything is... She come home singing a game song, 50 song. That throws me off. Oh my gosh! Like hers. I mean, it's crazy.
And she's like a military
was
mom.
not
She's
like
in
this
the
at-
military, right?
No, not anymore. She's
No,
in the
but
Air Force.
right.
They stopped. They stopped. My mother and father actually left like earlier than what they were supposed to.
Right.
My father was in the military. My mother was in the Air Force.
But pretty strict. I mean, like, had a very disciplined life.
No, they were cool.
Yeah, they were cool, though.
They were all right.
And then she suddenly comes home and she's singing Game
Everything.
and 50 songs.
Oh my goodness, she sings everything.
See what you've done to your mother?
Trillville, Scrappy, and me and my father, we come home, we jump. My father's always been like a music head. Like, he loves music. Like, he had me on Tupac when he had me on him heavy. Like, I knew all of Tupac's records because my father was playing like back to back. And my father's always been into it. My mother, she's always been like, cut that mess off. Everything was mess. Now it's like, all right, what a 50 Cent at? And it's crazy.